All right then. At this point in time, it's my pleasure to tell you a little bit about. Oh, thanks very much. I wouldn't dare. A little bit about our next presenter, John Leurdyke. He is, of course, the Director of Building Products with the Ministry of Enterprise and Advanced Education in their Industrial Development Branch, one of the co-founders of our aceBIM movement. What can I tell you about? It says here, a cycling accident as a youth in the Netherlands crushed John's dream of being Canada's first Dutch rodeo clown. So he did the next best thing to dodging wild bulls in a barrel. He went into government work. Happily for us, as it turns out, because, as I've just mentioned, he co-founded aceBIM. He's been, ever since, proven that he may not be a cowboy, but he could certainly herd cats when he has to. And he, along with Klaus and a number of others on the board, are very, in fact, responsible for the fact that we're all together today, and hopefully we'll be together again next year. So at this point, I'd like to bring John forward to share a few remarks with us from his perspective as the government guy. Hello, John.
I don't know whether to thank you
or I know. That's why I'm holding your hand so tight. I don't know whether I should or not.
how many hours do I have, Fred?
Not that long.
Oh. Let me see, where's the, okay. We really don't know how we build today. For a large part, we're depending on the trades to interpret the drawings, take the measurements, string wire, pull cable, install ductwork, but we really don't know about the size of the duct, any of the connections, etc. On reflected ceiling plans too, we just indicate basically where we want some diffusers, sprinkler heads, etc. And I stole this one actually from class. You could almost say sprinkler head or sprinkler system as required, because we totally leave it up to the trades to do that. So, however, now with the technology that we have available, we can explode the model into different parts without losing any accuracy, and then send it off to CNC machinery and have it actually manufactured in different countries by different people and different machinery. As long as it's all CNC machinery, it can all be put back together again on the site with an accuracy that we've never had before. But that's that the automotive industry and the aerospace industry have been using pretty much for dozens of years now. We can do 4D project scheduling. We can design complete 3D systems, clash detection. We can look at, of course, the scanning, energy modeling, but then the big question is, like, how do we go from here? So how do we get to the point where we're looking at modular housing? Here's some examples of MEP corridor racks, where we build it all off-site and then take it to the site in 10, 12, 14, 16-foot sections, or whatever we can handle, and then just bolt it together, which makes it a lot safer, a lot more productive. We don't have guys on ladders. And we can do the same with concrete prefabricated panels, or as Reza was saying earlier today, in his plant he's making all wood frame panels and floors and roof, sections of roof, all with CNC machinery. We have complete modular units that can be completely equipped and manufactured in the plant. Great opportunities for the millwork manufacturing industry. These can be all for patient rooms. These can be complete dividers with washrooms, headboards, closets, everything built in and just walked into the job site. Washroom pods, like they have been used at the Bow building, and as a matter of fact, there's a company here in Edmonton, for the structures, that is using them for their own buildings. And that, of course, leaves you with a whole set of different issues, because it's not just the technology, but it is also the demographics and the globalization that takes part of where we're moving things. And again, it's not just a question of taking a course in Revit and move from 2D to 3D, but there's all kinds of software that needs to interface with the model and with the manufacturing side. Time, I find for most companies, especially the small to medium-sized companies, the issue is where do you find the time? Because regular work has to go through, and somehow it always seems that next week looks better, but reality always proves that it's no different. You're still as busy. The education and the training, for the most part, it is non-existent. There are some courses here and there, but certainly not if we want to take full advantage of all the opportunities that exist. The learning curve is incredibly disruptive, and how, if you're moving into this new technology, you want to take advantage of it, how can you understand what the benefits are and where the opportunities are if you don't fully understand the technology? It's kind of buying a piece of CNC machinery. Quite often, you find out 6 months after you've taken it and put it into production what you've bought. Prefabrication and offsite construction, as I mentioned, I think present huge opportunities. And if you look to it, it takes 30,000 parts to build a car. A lot of the parts are moving, and most of them are subject to very stringent structural, environmental, and quality standards. So why can't we put buildings together like cars? We do now have the technology that we can move the fasteners and install the fasteners and basically just bolt everything together on a job site. The capital and human cost. How do you calculate your return on investment? And then where do you find the people with the right skill sets? So, and then in addition to the technical issues and opportunities, there's also the demographics. If the figures prove right, then we're not that far away from that for every 2 people that retire, we only have 1 coming back into the workforce. The mindset, huge issue there as well. Many people, like what I find amazing is from the millwork industry, a lot of the software that's used for the CNC machinery actually allows you to explode a millwork item into the different components. And yet the millwork industry just cannot see the benefit of BIM. And then, of course, on the international talent, where do you find that? But there's also international competition. And for the competition, we also have the opportunities. So certainly with BIM, it allows companies from anywhere in the world to compete with us on our own doorstep. At the same time, it allows us to export and start bidding on projects anywhere in the world. And then there's the part, if we can't find the labor here, we can certainly look at using BIM for outsourcing. And then as far as depending on the availability of the labor end of it, you can consider assembly of finished components as opposed to manufacturing right from the raw product. So why do we need it? Well, in one word, it's productivity. And it certainly enhances your productivity. Some figures suggest that you can look at gains of as much as 50%. And of course, the higher your productivity is, the more competitive you are. Last December, we incorporated the Center of Excellence, and we are focusing on education, implementation, and research. And through a collaborative process whereby Our whole board is made up out of representation from different associations, ARMAC, the Architecture Millwork Association, and the Construction Association, industry, institutions, NATSAID, U of A, U of C, and the owners. And under the three different categories, we have looked at helping industry on the education side with increasing awareness for the benefits and opportunities. We will be posting shortly all the available courses and programs that are currently in existence. We're looking at developing diploma programs or certificates or particular degrees, but we want to do it again through a collaborative process and look at what is it that industry needs, and then develop the programs, and hopefully the institutions will be able to share all the information for the particular programs. And we want to continue with workshops, seminars, online tutorials, best practices. On the implementation side, we felt that just by encouraging and guiding the education in BIM, we needed to look at ways where we can help industry with the implementation side of it. So we're looking at feasibility of an aceBIM cloud. We're looking at an affordable housing project whereby we can share all the findings with companies that are looking at taking advantage of the BIM-enabled technologies. Energy modeling, crash test dummies, incubators. It might be advantageous for a company to be able to work with a local college or university and take their first project and work with the institution to develop it before they go out and blow their brains out and set up a massive plant. Chat rooms where you can again share information. And on the research side of it, we're looking at virtual projection rooms as a tool to help again with the visualization end of it, incorporating lean manufacturing inside BIM, and the same with safety, off-site manufacturing, energy modeling, and even green certification, so that by the time you've designed the building, you know that it will be a silver LEED certified building. But we really would like to hear from you, what type of help you need, what is it that you're struggling with, any input as far as the educational materials, the cloud, any type of a tool that can assist you with the implementation of BIM. So we would really encourage you to become members so that we can hear what you have to say and work with you in helping you implementing BIM. Thank you.